Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Young and the Restless star Melody Thomas Scott, on her 45th anniversary, and why soaps continue to survive. Guest column: having recently celebrated my 45th year playing Nikki Newman on The Young and the Restless, I'm often asked how both Y&R and the daytime drama genre have changed since I first joined the show. When I started playing Nikki in 1979, there were 13 daytime dramas on the air. Y&R was No. 3 in the ratings and would claim the top spot in December of 1988. There was a certain excitement for someone watching their soap live long before VCRs, DVRs, streaming, and the ability to go online to read a recap of the episode. Fan mail was delivered by the truckload to the studio with cards and notes filled with commentary. Many of the actors required the help of an assistant to keep up with the volume of incoming mail. Now viewers have the ability to post about the show's storylines in real time using hashtags and handles to get an actor's attention. Viewing habits have changed since then thanks to the invention of cable television, DVRs, and streaming. The audience has an abundance of choices, so the fact that Y&R continues to maintain and cultivate a loyal and dedicated fan base is something that is never taken for granted, as it's the sole reason for the show's longevity. Anytime the genre has tried to adopt characteristics of other forms of programming, such as extreme pacing, it has learned a painful lesson: not to veer too far from the recipe of success for the daytime drama. Compelling storytelling with captivating characters who viewers want to invite into their homes 5 days a week. An unforeseen curveball was thrown at daytime television in 1995 when a famous trial dominated the airwaves. During that time, viewers were deprived of their favorite soaps for months as this real-life courtroom drama played out in front of our eyes. Unfortunately, all of the soaps lost a significant amount of their audiences when viewing habits were broken. However, the experience reminded the genre of the importance of being at the top of their game in both production and promotion. Today, 4 daytime dramas remain, with 3 of them standing on the shoulders of Bill Bell's influence and the genius of his wife, Lee Phillip Bell, who co-created both Y&R and B&B. I'm proud that Nikki is among the handful of characters created by William J. Bell who are still on the Y&R landscape today. There is no other medium that would have given me the opportunity and good fortune to have the same scene partner, the extraordinary Eric Braeden, for 4 decades. Luckily, all of the daytime dramas are fortunate to have actors who have captivated audiences for decades, such as Days Deirdre Hall, James Reynolds and Suzanne Rogers, General Hospital's Jeannie Francis and Maurice Bernard, and Bold and the Beautiful's Catherine Kelly Lang and John McCook. The relationship that a viewer forms with the characters of a daytime drama is unparalleled to any other medium. This bond between the audience and the show lends to Y&R being able to entertain and educate its audience while exploring relevant social issues such as substance abuse and mental health. The trust and stability a viewer shares with a daytime drama is the reason they will not only survive, but thrive for years to come. Demi Moore's new film, the feminist body horror, The Substance, sees her bare it all, with several scenes featuring full nudity. At the Cannes Film Festival press conference for the film on Monday, the 61-year-old actor discussed the vulnerable experience. Going into it, it was really spelled out the level of vulnerability and rawness that was really required to tell the story, Moore said. And it was a very vulnerable experience and just required a lot of sensitivity and a lot of conversation about what we were trying to accomplish. The film from Revenge Helmer Coralie Fargeet. Moore plays a fading celebrity who uses a black market drug. The film is named for a cell-replicating device that winds up creating a young, better version of herself, Margaret Qualley. Not only must she share a space with this new creature, she has to spend half her time in a dormant state, so the other can thrive. In an early scene when Qualley is birthed, so to speak, Moore spends a long time studying her nude body before pulling the trigger on the drug. When Qualley emerges, she too marvels at her supple new skin suit. It's a stark but perhaps necessary display of full frontal for both. Moore also credited Qualley, who was not on hand for the press conference because she had to travel to a shoot, with making her feel comfortable on set. I had someone who was a great partner who I felt very safe with. We obviously were quite close naked, and we also got a lot of levity in those moments at how absurd those certain situations were, she said. But ultimately, it's just about really directing your communication and mutual trust. As the film progresses, Moore becomes horribly disfigured thanks to the abuse her other half, Qualley, is inflicting on her. By the film's last act, she quite resembles Anjelica Huston from the 1990 film, The Witches, after she transforms into a humpback abomination. It was very strange, Moore said, of seeing herself in the prosthetics both on set and at the premiere screening on Monday. One thing that helped was my dog still recognized me. It was my touchstone of reality, she said. The pooch in question is Pilaf, a purse dog who has stolen hearts around the world in recent weeks, sitting front row with Moore at the Gucci Cruise Collection runway show and posing for photos on the Croisette in recent days. Dennis Quaid also stars in the film as an asshole, as he described his character during the presser. The late Ray Liotta was meant to have the role before his passing in May 2022, and Quaid dedicated his performance to him. In my heart, I dedicated this role to Ray Liotta, who was set to play it, Quaid said. It was this week, 2 years ago, that he passed, so I'd like to remember him. He was such an incredible actor. Cannes went wild for The Substance at its premiere on Sunday night, giving the film an 11-minute standing ovation, the longest of the fest so far. In an interview with Variety, the French director discussed the film's feminist themes, saying that body horror is the perfect vehicle to express the violence all these women's issues are about. With an undercurrent of #MeToo at this year's festival as the movement grows in France, Fargeat hopes the film will shine even more light on the issue. It's a little stone in the huge wall we still have to build regarding this issue, and to be honest, I hope my film will also be one of the stones of that wall. That's really what I intended to do with it. Antiques Roadshow expert John Benjamin was left stunned by a rare item brought onto the show during a recent episode. The jewelry historian joined host Fiona Bruce at the historic Buckfast Abbey in Devon, where a range of incredible treasures were on display, from a tankard dating back to 1703 to a piece of shrapnel from a World War II battleship. John was amazed when a very special 18th century item was presented by a guest who had no information about the treasure. I have been doing the roadshow now for 26 seasons, it's a privilege, and do you know something? I have never in all that time seen anything like this before, he said, before asking the guest if she knew what the item was. Nope, she confirmed. Quizzing her about how she came to possess the item, John said, I know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you what it is until I discuss a little bit more about it. Is it yours? What's the story behind it? It belongs to a friend who is too poorly to come today, so he asked me to bring it for him, the guest explained. He brought it about 25 years ago in an auction in a lot.